Let's cut through the spin in the CSO figures as we examine the unemployment rate in Ireland. The CSO claims that our unemployment rate is 4.9. This is causing some alarm because previously it was just 4%. So unemployment has risen. So according to their statistics, 73.3 are employed and 4.9% are unemployed. Wait a second, where's the other 20% of the population missing from those figures? That's 20% of the population that they consider it's okay that they don't have a job. And when we start examining the numbers even further, you will realize that half the population don't actually have a job, as there's lots of people who are considered to be reasonably unemployed, or there's a reason why they are employable. So yeah, it doesn't really measure the real population. They've artificially defined what labor force means to conveniently pick people who've stopped looking for work, students, retirees, and dependents. So the reality is, in the Republic of Ireland, there is 5.46 million people. There is 2.79 million people actually in employment. So that is 51% of the population are working, and the other 49% are somehow living. So out of the 49% of the population that aren't working, I mean, how many of them are living on pensions that are private or their own estate? Right? How many of them are actually state-funded pensions or are on welfare, or children costs the state a lot of resources? Having children is the ultimate Ponzi scheme because we need more children to pay for the to pay for public services, but we largely only give public services to people with children. So it's a terrible Ponzi scheme. So let's say someone like myself, I had signed up for an apprenticeship, so they may not consider me to be unemployed, but like realistically, I'm only doing a 1 day's work a week, and I'm fairly confident those apprenticeship programs are just subsidized by the state. So it's sort of like, yeah, you're not unemployed, but you're not really employed. There's lots of situations like that, like refugees, asylum seekers, the disabled, the long-term unemployed, pensioners, just not being included. So we have half the population work and pay taxes, and more or less pay for the public services of the other 49%. Now I wouldn't now while that's an economic fact, I wouldn't get too hoity-toity about it. Like, don't go around like, I pay taxes, I'm paying for your way of life. Like the political system, the economic system that we have is to blame here. Right? If you voted for social market economics, this is the nonsense that you get. So yeah, so my point is, realistically, only half the population are working, and the other half are mostly getting public services for free. We're an aging population. We're pretty screwed economically if the population keeps increasing, but our population is aging. We're going to be completely screwed. And so this is why we don't see a lot of entrepreneurship in Ireland. This is why we don't see a lot of new music or artists that are avant-garde and reflect the zeitgeist. Is like almost every popular musician you can think of that you notice on RTE today is a corporate shill and promote lunatic corporate agendas. So American companies and many other like FDI, foreign direct investment, are beginning to leave Ireland, or they have been for the past 6 years. COVID is obviously, we entered into loony season, and the data centers and the grid management. Uh, if we're not going to build more data centers, then we're going to get less FDI. But we can't have more data centers because we still don't have more energy. So we effectively need more energy, first of all, to bring down energy prices. That encourages business entrepreneurship. But if you want more data centers, we need like 2 more nuclear power plants. Or 2 nuclear power plants, basically. We are our low tax advantage is going away. We are like, to hire an Irish person is very expensive because an employee is going to pay a lot of taxes on that. There's the corporation tax, which is going to be surrendered to the EU. That was an absolutely terrible idea. So our corporation tax is going to probably increase by 3%. Endless bureaucracy and red tape. And there's also going to be less FDI schemes or grants to bring in large corporations. But that's the only one that I don't think is a bad thing. So there you have it. Ireland's economy is a complete illusion. We have a small number of people earning over 100 grand. Loads of people like myself who live under, let's say, under 40 grand. There's a lot of us, and we can't pay rent, and we can't pay for healthcare, and we don't have political representation. No politicians are asking for a vote. The tech companies are going to continue to leave. Unemployment will continue to go up. And everybody who's laughing at me, who, let's say, during COVID, you got the COVID pay, therefore you were encouraged to have kids, therefore you got housing supports, therefore you get political representation. You're laughing at all those tech workers who are saying, hey, we're not getting paid enough to live here. We will eventually leave. And you won't have people to tax to pay for your lifestyle. Like, everyone who's like, oh, I own property, I've got kids, I'm contributing. No, you're not. You're draining our resources for selfish reasons, and you are refusing to fix the system so your children can get an education, a job, and a house. Like, it's really hard to educate children. It's really hard. It's like, we don't have enough school places. So your kids are going to have less job opportunities. Like, us millennials who've got like degrees in software and AI are struggling. Your kids are going to be worse. And, I have a very low paid tech job. When I'm able to, I'm leaving the country. There is absolutely, if my job doesn't pay for my life and I can't buy property, you are forcing us out, and you will have less and less people to pay taxes. And you're not getting a pension. So there you go. There's my deep economic analysis of the CSO figures. Aaron Cabral.